if either of us cross the boundary, we said it's a done deal.
Yeah.
Let me start by saying I had pretty much hung my hat up on Netflix dating shows, okay? I gave up on Love is Blind 2 seasons ago. So if my sister had not literally called my phone and told me I had to see this show before she physically showed up and arrived in my house at the Tomb Raider before making me sit my ass in front of the TV, I would not have watched this shit, but I watched it. And this was the craziest shit I ever seen in my life. And I say that as a bitch who's been watching reality TV all my life. And when I say all my life, I'm not just talking Flavor of Love, I Love New York, Tila Tequila, Bratz Rock of Love, Real Chance of Love, or The Real World. I'm talking all the way back to Bugs Juice. Me and reality TV go like this. But somehow, I have never seen no shit like this in my life. I have seen some wild shit, but I guess I come from a classier time when the cameras would cut, or the scene would end, or they'd use night vision cam, something before cheeks really got clapping. But Netflix was making sure we knew those people were oh my God. I swear these had built-in subtitles on the screen to let you know that cheeks was being clapped. I swear it says something like rhythmic wet slapping. The shit was diabolical. I gasped. Someone gotta sue Netflix, I swear to God, because ain't no way these people agreeing to be put out like this on national television. Ain't no way. I refuse to believe it. My shock and dismay aside though, I not only watched this train wreck once, I watched it twice because I needed to recapture and really break down the insanity and sheer madness that was this show. Let me just let y'all know this now. The men on this show ain't shit. The on this show more than ain't shit. These ain't shit worth a damn. But before we get into it, roll the theme song, Aaron.
Black independent, strongest in women. It's Olay, it's Olay, it's Olay, it's Olay now. I know that I'm worth it, so make sure to listen. It's Olay, it's Olay, it's Olay, it's Olay.
Here's the ridiculous ass premise of this show. 4 women have ain't shit boyfriends that they can't trust worth a damn in the real world. So they decided to bring their trifling ass boyfriends to Temptation Island so that they can prove that they're loyal by not cheating with any of the 12 thirstiest bitches I've ever seen in my life. And let me pause right there because I am not a gal who slut shames. And I don't think they or any other gal should be slut shamed. This is not about sluttery. This is so much more than that. Look me in my eyes when I tell y'all I have never in my mother life seen bitches give it up like this. Like embarrassingly throwing themselves at 4 they know ain't shit. And I get it. This is a TV show. They're playing their position. They're attempting to try to get camera time, to try to get a following online. But none of that explains why bitches are giving it up like this.
Is Mia. I'm studying to be a dentist, and I can't wait to be all up in your man's mouth.
My guilty pleasure is sucking dick. We were trying to call Breon out on his shit for some time now.
Oh my goodness.
He's a big talker.
Oh my God.
No. Dog. Like, I've just never seen women conduct themselves in this manner. Like, they were stupid and embarrassing in a way I just never could have anticipated. It shocked me, okay? At first, I really thought they were just being thirsty, stupid, and embarrassing for screen time, which is fine. They play in their position, they play in the role. But I did not think there was any way in any of them was seriously trying to pursue and bust it wide open for lousy ass they know are in committed relationships to their girlfriends that they are cheating in. But they did.
Shame.
But they did. Like, when I tell you, my jaw was on the ground watching how sad these women were going out. And as sad as most of the single women went out, nothing's probably quite as sad as how Shantae went out. But we will get back to that later. I say all that to say, how these women's boyfriends was giving it up with the single women they had in the men's villa blew minds. Meanwhile, over in the women's villa, the single men were being tortured. Jesus Christ. While their boyfriends was over in the villa bitches, partying, having a ball, the women's villa was the most boring shit I ever seen. I was bored to tears just watching it. Had to start fast forwarding. Them bitches turned all 12 single men into emotional support animals and captive therapists that had to listen to them bitch about their boyfriends. The men's villa rocking, and they journaling and doing self-care in the women's villa. Imagine being stuck in a house, listening to 4 bitches you don't know from Adam complain about their piece of shit who busy somewhere villa you wish you was at. Every time you saw the single men in the women's villa, they were either cleaning dishes or trying to feign interest in what these bitches was talking about. It was so bad that at one point, the girls have to eliminate 2 of the single and one guy runs over to them to request to be eliminated. That wanted to be free and I did not blame him. But back to the premise of the show. There are 4 couples, Tyler and Taylor, Ashley and Grant, Lino and Alexa, and last but certainly not least, Breon and Shantae. Now, 3 out of 4 of these men are bottom of the barrel ass, okay? Tyler, Grant, and Breon. And it's those bottom of the barrel ass, their relationships that we're gonna be focusing on today. Mind you, Lino ain't no prize either. In fact, his major problem is he's insecure because he knows Alexa is the prize. Because she's a traveling nurse that he's been following behind for years. She's about to get a master's and planning to open up her own clinic. And he is presumably jobless, like Tyler's also jobless ass. So because he feels insecure, he tries to kind of transfer his insecurity onto her by dragging his feet on marrying her, complaining that he feels like a second choice because she's been married before. Mind you, Lino and Alexa have been together for more than 3.5 years already, but he expecting her to affirm him out of insecurities about her ex when they've been together. The amount of times he goes out his way to tell her and anyone who listen that he's the prize is crazy, but it always just comes off as a desperately trying to believe it. Like he's sharing his daily affirmations to an audience. Child, I was not a fan of him and I think Alexa could do better, but they were the only couple who actually came to an agreement that they were free to get with other people in the villa and it wouldn't be a problem. But neither of them got with anyone else because Alexa didn't want any of the men. To be fair, no one wanted Alexa either. I don't actually think she ended up getting a single bracelet from any of the single men when they all gave their bracelets to one of the 4 women they were interested in. I didn't notice it till my second watch though. And none of the women wanted Lino, even though he embarrassingly kept trying to pursue Alex and threw out the one woman who was into him. Dog, Mia went outside, dog. So nobody wanted them. Their storyline was very boring. Their relationship is meh because an insecure who can't be happy for you will destroy your life. And they got engaged in the end, or at least I assume they did. I fast forwarded, who knows? So this is the last I'll be speaking to them for the video. Actually, I'm a liar. One more mention about this very insecure. When they bring the single out for the girls, Lino could save this.
Damn, they got small legs. I can see them.
Now, we can focus on these dumpster fire ass relationships and diabolical ass going from least to worst, starting with Taylor and Tyler. But before I even get started on them, let me make sure I state that Tyler, Grant, and Breon all came to the island with every intention of cheating on their girlfriends and showing their ass. There ain't shit to be found between the 3 of them ain't shit ass. Okay? Tyler is a bum who very clearly jumps from relationship to relationship with white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed women he expects to take care of him while he cheats and refuses to work. Grant isn't just a piece of shit, cheating, Stonehenge-faced asshole who has the nerve to be the father to a little girl. This is the gaslight king, okay? Like the audacity of the shit this tries to get off. And Breon is diabolical. Grant is just as trifling of a Breon, but Breon is who Grant wanna be, okay? Breon is who Grant could only aspire to be, because Grant's execution? Slow, sloppy, sad, but Breon isn't just diabolical. Breon isn't just a villain. Breon is an actor, okay? This is a masterclass at manipulation right here. This is a performer. He gives his whole self to the performance of manipulating Shantae. I had to rewatch it and really study this, okay? Breon is so diabolical that I went from wanting to have him put down to being in awe of this. Like, god damn, wherever the Hall of Fame is, hang this jersey because no one doing it like this. Nobody. After a while, I really couldn't even call Shantae dumb or say she don't have no backbone because at the end of the day, there ain't a heterosexual woman alive that hasn't had a man make a fool of her. Many a played the out of me and none of those was anywhere near the advanced levels of expert and manipulation I see in Breon exercise on Shantae. That girl was fighting against the devil himself. We gotta pray for her. Oh my God. Anyway, Taylor and Tyler. We knew Taylor and Tyler were doomed the moment we met them because we learned that they've been together for 2.5 years, but they met while this still married, and they say that a few months later they divorced and he immediately started dating Taylor.
That's suspicious.
Let me just tell y'all now, I do not buy this story or any story where a married person claims to have met a person, not cheated, and coincidentally got divorced and immediately started dating the motherfucking man and didn't cheat with. Suck my dick with that nonsense. That man cheated on his wife, okay? He's a cheater. Anyhow, they claim that they got together immediately following his divorce and that he cheated on Taylor at the beginning of the relationship. You see? You see? The man is a cheater. Of course he was immediately cheating on Taylor, just like I'm sure he cheated with her and cheated on his wife. And on top of cheating on her, he quit his job, talking about he want model. So now he living in Taylor house, depending on her to take care of him, and not just refusing to get a job, refusing to even think about getting a job. This get mad at Taylor for suggesting he maybe come up with a plan, but we will talk about that later. And despite the fact that he's a deadbeat bum who think he cute and living off Taylor, this could not wait to do dirt. And Taylor knew it too, because the second she saw Kay, the second she saw this gal, she knew this Tyler was gonna be on her. And he could not even wait for Taylor to be gone before he started shit.
Thank you, dear.
Did you say thank you, dear?
Look at him. And Taylor's reaction is all we needed to see to notice putting her through hell in their real life. Taylor stopped crying about how she's not enough, she's never enough, and she hates how she has to always feel like she's always in competition with other women. And the first thing he does is call a woman dare, and she explicitly says it's shitty to have to continuously deal with things like this. So we know this shit never has been. And also, I think it's worth saying that every time Taylor had a breakdown or a monologue, it was abundantly clear that my girl has some serious trauma and things to work through in therapy. And the last place she needs to be anywhere near is in Tyler or a reality show. But Tyler tells her that he loves her, he appreciates her, and he explicitly tells her, please don't give up on me. Time he know he going right in that villa to pursue Kay. And here's the thing. I knew Tyler was a dirty bitch off the strength that not only did he know immediately that he planned to pursue Kay, because Taylor knew it too, in order to deceive Taylor, to throw her off his scent. When the guys get to pick their first date in front of their girlfriends, this dirty trifling intentionally picks a woman who he and Taylor knows ain't his type in order to lull my bitch into a false sense of security. So he picked a black girl, Courtney, when he really wanted a powder white Aryan lady. And both Taylor and Courtney some dumbasses who can't see the play. Taylor lit up, okay? Feeling extra comfortable now because Taylor picked Courtney instead of Kay. And dumbass Courtney in her confessionals talking about, I'm very happy to be the first girl he's on a boat with. Whole time this was in as a decoy while he pursued a gal he really want. These niggas disgust me, huh? Literally, the minute Tyler date was done with Courtney and Taylor was officially out of sight, that started pursuing Kay aggressively and exclusively the moment his gal was out of his face. He could not wait to be all up in Kay's face, telling her about how Taylor thinks she knows him so well, but he feels unappreciated. Time this the cheating bum, talking about any appreciation. Then when you next look, stick skinny Kay come out here shaking ass on Tyler, and look here. And let me just tell you right now, it was not giving what she thought it was giving at all. But it don't matter what I think, okay? Shoot me with your big gun, because she and Tyler both thought she killed it. Tyler then immediately gives Kay a tour of his room after this dance. And the next time we see him, he's sitting with the talking about how he had feelings for Kay, and he could see them escalating quickly.
Oh, come on!
Like, I ain't gonna lie. It's one thing for your want to cheat on you and be so quick to want to cheat on you or whatever, or want to be up in woman face or whatever, but the idea that you talking about gals, all you've done is stare up in their face and you talking about you have feelings for them, like you was a pussy, babe. Like oh my God, I would, like, that would, anyway, I hate a whole ass like this, okay? Because he's not just a bum or a cheat, he's a clown. The kind of clown that think he in love with a bitch he don't know from nowhere, to the point where he think this bitch he has zero rapport or history with, to somehow be better than a woman who been taking care of his bum ass for 2.5 years. And while this man busy grinning up in Kay's face, telling her he ain't even on Taylor run, when the first bonfire goes down, this man immediately goes into victim mode. Let me tell y'all something. If you want to see the audacity of men, watch these bonfires. And so you know what the bonfires are? They're where the men are showed clips of what their girlfriends are up to on the island, and the women are showing clips of what their trifling boyfriends are up to. And every bonfire, these women see they doing ballum, okay? Whole cheating. And all the men see are their girlfriends talking about all the up things these know they've done and are actively doing. Yet they somehow be like, how could she? And ain't nobody as a guilty a culprit of this kind of insane gaslighting than Tyler and Grant, okay? Them dastardly. The clip they show Tyler at this bonfire is Taylor talking about how he quit his job 10 months ago and not only hasn't worked or earned any money or in any way helped with their home that she owns, she says he doesn't so much as just put the toilet seat down for her, despite the fact that she's been asking him for a year. Now Tyler, the man already pursuing a relationship with the same woman he tried to swing Taylor into believing he wasn't going to pursue, that Tyler immediately screws up his face at the mere mention of the facts that he quit his job, has not worked or helped in close to a year, and doesn't deny any of the charges because he can't. But he immediately spins himself into the victim, talking about, oh, she wants to tear me down and paint me badly, and this is the problem. She holds on to little stuff and she doesn't value me. This man is a jobless, penniless, cheating divorcee who can't even be bothered to put the toilet seat down. What is the value that he's bringing to Taylor's life? What exactly else does she need to do for him to show him he's valued when she's the one taking care of him while he can't even manage to be faithful? The way some men feel entitled to the world even when they're barely offering scraps, I mean, he's doing all this victimization because he saw a clip of Taylor merely expressing her frustration with everything he's left on her plate. Meanwhile, the clip she sees of him is not only on a date with the same bitch he gaslit her about and flirted with in front of her, but she sees him getting a lap dance from the bitch and taking her to his bedroom. So color my bitch 1,000% justified. After she sees that shit, she tells this guy in the house the following.
When the clip started, they were having lap dances, all this stuff. But he was sitting and he said, no touching, no touching. And then she pulled him up. And then he was just enamored, started touching our body. Immature, sensitive men, they crumble. They just don't know how to act. Tyler has bitch tendencies. Like, I'm just calling it like I see it. And I will say that with my chest until the day I die. Like,
That's right, I said it.
And you know what? Did I gasp? Yes. But she ain't told one mother lie. Because as she's saying that, what do y'all think Tyler doing? Laid up in the bed with Kay. And he could stay laid up with Kay for the rest of the season. He's not even being a regular like Grant or Breon. This fool really laying up acting like he falling for this bitch. And you know why? Because he's a homosexual and he's already ruined his relationship with Taylor, and this is going to need somewhere to live when this show is over because he brazenly cheating like he think he could be staying in the villa forever, stupid dumb. Both Taylor and Tyler make it a point to let us know that Tyler has never been single for a second. He jumped from his wife immediately to Taylor, so now he's trying to jump his jobless ass over to Kay, who too busy trying to steal someone's man to realize the man she trying to abscond with is actually a bum. Clowns, the two of them. So next time Taylor sees a clip of Tyler at the bonfire, he talking like Kay is his gal and he falling for her. So after Taylor sees that, she starts pussyfooting around with her commentary, child, okay? No more Mrs. Nice Taylor. Next time Tyler sees a clip of Taylor, it's of her telling this other house Tyler got bitch ass tendencies. And I want y'all to know right now, when Taylor said this, my whole house gasped, okay? Which is funny. It's funny how a man could be a cheating bum ass, but we'll still gasp at a woman not being willing to protect his masculinity. Like, oh my God, you can call him a bitch ass on TV? And baby, we were not the only ones who gasped, because when the other guys heard it, they was like,
Jesus Christ.
But let me tell y'all right now, I knew based on how comfortably Taylor said it and Tyler's reaction that my gal has said that to his face before. Nothing but how she delivered that gave woman who was saying something a relationship could never survive. It gave very much, I have told him he's a bitch ass on several occasions.
Tyler has bitch tendencies. Like, I'm just calling it like I see it. And I will say that with my chest until the day I die. Like,
and typically I would say you shouldn't call your partner a bitch ass. However, in case of dating a true bitch ass, who am I to stand in the way of the truth? And look at Tyler's reaction when he first hears her say it.
has bitch tendencies. Like, I'm just calling it like I see it. And
Tyler has heard that before. But when the guys reply, because a group of cheating think the greatest disrespect is calling a bitch ass, this is their reaction to hearing Taylor saying that.
Jesus Christ. Dude,
You don't deserve that, Tyler.
So then Tyler feels compelled to perform outrage for them so he don't seem weak, only to get in front of Taylor in the final episode and try to bring it up for the cameras, and to immediately get it confirmed he knows she tells him that to his face. We'll get back to that. For the rest of the time, Tyler continues doing what he's been doing, and that's being creased right up under Kay. And when I say crease up, I mean he all in her face playing like it's big love. And he finished with Taylor.
Hey. No cameras.
No cameras allowed.
No cameras.
Get out. What was your rose and thorn of this date?
I think my rose is...
That's mine too.
Aw, how cute.
But look what he couldn't wait to go tell Taylor the minute the show gave him the opportunity to send her a video message.
Hey, Tay. I'm sure you already know this, but I love you and I miss you. Honestly, this process has been a lot different than I thought it was going to be. And I do really need you to know that no matter what, I want the best for you. And I do love you.
And same him, who been in every clip, lay up under K, telling her he don't give a f if Taylor live or die, not only expected a video message from Taylor, had the nerve to be upset when he didn't get none. Even as he was walking right back into the house to K. He feeling sorry for himself as he walking into his new bitch arms.
I feel like I just got clowned, and you know, I think she said a lot by not sending the video.
I think the first thing I want to wash off and kind of get rid of is honestly just the heaviness and all the stress that has come from my previous relationship.
This ain't shit, dog. He ain't shit. Which is why I am thrilled that Taylor was reading him his rights at the final bonfire when they reunite them to decide if they're gonna be together, leave the island alone, or leave with one of the singles they met there.
We came.
Now that's how you clear a bitch.
And I really appreciate that during this confrontation, Tyler did me the pleasure of confirming that he is a top tier bum like I thought, and confirming that wasn't the first time Taylor said he had bitch ass tendencies. He was just trying to boss up for the cameras because the men put a battery in his back only to get him embarrassed. And when Taylor reminds him that this isn't about her not supporting him, it's about the fact that she's had to support him for a year while he hasn't worked to be a model, but he won't even come up with a plan towards being a model, not even a vision board. This, at his big age, looked her dead in her eye and said, having a plan for his life is not where he's at right now. Having any plan for his life is not where he's at right now. Then followed it up with, and life has been blessing me for it. The blessing he's referring to, being the woman sitting across from him that took care of him for a year. This ain't shit here. Okay, listen, they break up. He calls himself leaving the island with Kay, who dumped him shortly after the show. Oh, he should be shamed. And now he's with some other Taylor lookalike. And you know what? I like Taylor, but maybe Taylor got what she deserved in some respect, because just like I suspected, he cheated on his wife. And Taylor was his wife's friend, so she really not shit. And you know how I know that? You know how I know that? His ex-wife told us, looky here.
He signed a year lease after he cheated on me, turns out with multiple women. And also, at that point, I knew that him and Taylor were a thing. So he did not meet Taylor while he was going through a separation. Me and Taylor and him were all in a friend group. Taylor and I were never particularly close, but like we visited her at work on multiple occasions. We went to her birthday party. We had like a Friendsgiving together one year. We were all acquainted with each other. Weird thing to like lie about because we have a lot of pictures together. And I don't think that my ex-husband cheated on me with her. Of course I could be wrong, but I don't care at this point, you know? I feel like she's a better person for everything that happened. I feel like I'm a better person for everything that happened. We've briefly spoken, and we can really just chalk it all up to love and character development. And yeah, that's basically what happened.
So, moving on to an even worse couple, Ashley and Rand. I really hate this Rand, okay? Let me lead with that, because he is a genuinely wicked, okay? Rand does not just try to gaslight Ashley, he be gaslighting his self. Like, this man really be trying to convince himself he is the victim because Ashley won't let go of her resentment from him cheating on her. Even as he is on the show, still cheating on her. but I'm getting ahead of myself. When we meet Ashley and Grant, we immediately learn that they've been together for 2 years and Grant cheated on her a month into the relationship, and we eventually learn that Grant is also a father to a little girl and was apparently engaged to her mother before doing her mother dirty too. And let me tell y'all right now, same way I tell y'all I do not buy Taylor and Tyler's story, I don't buy Grant's. That man ain't cheated on her once. She caught him once because the girl happened to DM Ashley and tell her she Grant. Then Grant proceeded to follow Ashley to Greece to get her to take him back, and they've been together since. But Ashley still don't trust him worth a damn because she shouldn't. Grant ain't shit and it's dripping off of him. However, if you've been with a for 2 years and you have not trusted him since the first month of the relationship, girl, hang it up. Wrap it up. But eventually Ashley realizes the same thing, okay?
At the end of the day, am I really gonna sit here and think that he only cheated on me once when it was that easy for him to do it?
Grant tells us that they are on the show so that he can prove to Ashley that she can trust him, that he won't cheat anymore, so she can hopefully let go of her resentment over him cheating. I'm telling you, we can hear this let go of her resentment shit a lot.
Built up into this huge mess of mistrust and resentment, and I think if we can get through this, maybe it'll clear that up.
Nah, I don't think so.
This is 1,000 monkeys working at 1,000 typewriters.
Matter of fact, take a shot every time you hear Grant say let go of resentment and you go and listen here when I tell y'all, nothing ever been clearer than the fact that Grant was gonna cheat the moment Ashley left his sight. And baby, believe me when I tell you, Ashley knew that shit too. Because say what you want about Ashley, she is not a dumb bitch. The minute she and Grant parted ways, she knew that could cheat. So she immediately started crying and mourning that relationship. So her backbone was strong by the time she needed to stand on business, okay? And with good reason. By the first bonfire, she knew he was just who she thought he was. That man could not wait to have 22-year-old Natalie shaking her non-existent ass in his face, okay? And to be all in another bitch face talking about, maybe it's not meant to be with Ashley and I'm here to figure it out. Whole time this supposed to be here to prove to Ashley she could trust him. And yet, that ain't stopped this trifling ass from trying to convince us he's the victim. This man was in our face doing every piece of dirt Ashley says he does, while trying to complain that the problem is her because she don't trust him and won't let go of her resentment. At the first bonfire, Grant sees a clip of Ashley talking about how shit is together and Grant isn't. And while this is the most toxic relationship she's ever been in, she's confident all of his relationships are like this and he's never going to change, and the kind of man he's being is not the kind of man she wants to be with. Grant hears that, knowing that he's not just previously guilty of everything Ashley's saying, he currently is. But somehow, this big nose he fixed his mouth to start playing the victim, talking about he can't wait till the end of this process to see if she's grown and let go of her resentment. This talking so much, the host had to step in like, hey, I hear you putting a lot of blame on her for being fed up with the that you are. Oh, and let me say this, the host of Temptation Island, that ate this show up, okay? Fire the Lachey's and hire this man for every Netflix dating show because he was spitting the entire He was doing his best to get these together, and he was damn near begging Shantae to leave Breonna's ass, but we'll get back to that. Shout out to the real Mark Wahlberg, okay? So Grant takes his ass back to the villa from the bonfire, only to run all kind of game on Natalie's naive 22-year-old self, acting like he's the victim who saw Ashley betraying him, and now he's relieved because he's free to explore things with Natalie. So when you next look, Grant takes Natalie on a date where he lies and tells her he and Ashley are done, and they start making out. Whole time, he's still talking to the confessionals about how he hoped Ashley let go of her resentment so they could move forward, dog. This man is truly sinister because the way he be performing sadness to really make himself out to be the victim is OD. I never see a long-faced man make his face so long, droopy. Meanwhile, Ashley back at the villa continuing to mourn her trash-ass relationship with the comfort of her 22-year-old self-proclaimed sugar babies, Danny and Logan. Now, we obviously know that Grant was fixing to Natalie, but the way that shit went down and Netflix showed it, I could not believe my mother eyes. Oh my God.
What was the reason? I just explained the reason.
What was the reason, bitch? Like, no, dog, I really couldn't believe it. Never before in my life. And right after Netflix exposes Natalie popping pussy for this long-nosed nightmare, he immediately starts talking about how he isn't ready to let go of Ashley yet. Dog, if I spit, this man stopped playing the guitar and trying to feign sadness. I hate this dog. You ain't ready to let Ashley go, but you done this gal on national television knowing they're gonna show it to Ashley at the bonfire. Dog, he musty taught Ashley with Shantae. And Shantae, she is not.
Honestly, I feel relief. I think I knew who I came here with, and
They're done. This Grant, who is not only cheating on Ashley, knows Ashley is being shown clips of him this gal. Yet, when he next sees a clip of Ashley at the bonfire again, just talking about how she doesn't understand how the universe would send her this piece of shit man, he gasps. This who knew he was cheating on her last night gasped that she called him a piece of shit man, then immediately launched into a tirade about how she's so fixated on his mistakes.
Hell no, man.
I'm telling y'all, Grant need to be taken out back like old yellow. This shit is too crazy to witness. I am actually so glad this shit was filmed because no one would have believed these gals if they tried to tell anybody about the magnitude of the gaslighting these be getting off. Jesus Christ. Grant literally goes, come on. I'm not a bad guy. I know within my heart, I'm not a bad guy. Time we literally watching him be the worst guy. Genuinely, I feel like I'm going crazy every second that Grant is speaking and no one's just flat out calling him a liar. And let me tell y'all something right now. I swear being a 22-year-old girl is unfortunately like having two marbles dancing around in your brain. I know this. I've been 22. Because tell me why Grant, who's been lying to 22-year-old Natalie that he and Ashley are done, gets home from the villa so mad that Ashley said he's the piece of shit that he is, that in his quest to make himself the victim as he vents to Natalie, he forgets he already lied and told Natalie they're broken up and starts venting about how he's gonna move on now since she doesn't want his love.
You know, if she thinks I'm just a piece of shit, she doesn't want my love, and I need to just accept that.
What's really crazy, beyond how this piece of shit currently doing dirt is so hyped to give himself permission to forgive himself completely and give himself grace, is that Natalie is catching this man in his lies. She points it out, and this stumbles through the most bullshit explanation. And I really thought, no, she can't be stupid. She just playing this man for camera time. Tell me why she spin round and give him some pussy in the bathroom on national television.
Oh my God.
This man do all this running on about how he's a good guy and Ashley dragging his good God-given name and ruining their relationship with her resentment, only to have his bare ass on our screens as he this 22-year-old gal on camera, and Netflix had them all out on Front Street. Yet, when Ashley finally moves on with Lil Boy Daddy, the Grant that has been Natalie, belly start breaking down immediately. Look at him gasping.
I want a kiss.
Look at the drama out of this dog. And Lino patting this piece of on the back like they don't know he been cheating since the minute he and Ashley separated. This man been cheating and pretending they broken up so he could bitches, but now he's speechless. I swear to God. Meanwhile, what Ashley sees at the next bonfire is this man Natalie again. Then seconds later, sitting in the confessional, looking dead at the camera and saying this bullshit.
Just wondering if Ashley and I are gonna make it out of here. Because, I mean, if she could really let go of that resentment, if she can hear me out on all the major things, that if she's willing to put in that work.
Dumbass. Is he crazy? I have no words left for this child.
This the craziest gaslight and lie I have ever seen. It's to the point where I feel gaslit. We literally watching him cheat on Ashley. We are watching him do all the things they allegedly came to the island for him to prove he wouldn't do anymore. Yet he is on the confessional talking about I hope she lets go of this resentment. This man need his ass beat. I swear to God. I swear to God. And then everyone gets given an opportunity to send a video message to their significant other if they want to, or to not send anything at all. And ain't nobody quicker to send that message than a motherfucker who been swearing to his new bitch he's over his old one. So Grant couldn't wait to send Ashley the nuttiest ass, gaslighting ass message you ever did see. The sheer audacity on this man's commitment to making his long ass face look longer and sadder to try to convince you he's the victim when you watching him commit every relationship crime under the sun in 4K? Look what this man fixed his mouth to send to his girlfriend that he knows has been being shown repeated clips of him cheating on her.
Ashley, I feel heartbroken by the way that you've talked about me and the way that you've treated me. I've only focused on your feelings and have neglected my own because I felt responsible for breaking you. I just want us to be happy. I love you, Ashley.
You thought you ate that?
I ain't lying to y'all. This is the kind of Wile E. Coyote gotta run off the cliff. This man's so full of and he had the nerve to send that. And then when be hurt and mad when Ashley ain't sent him nothing. This man's so dramatic, dog. He love gasp, okay? I can't. Aaron, zoom in on how this man is sighing, dog. He then proceeds to continue Natalie, but also adding some razzle-dazzle to it. He started making little declarations of affection to Natalie and writing her a letter and giving her flowers and shit just in hopes that they would show it to Ashley at the bonfire. Cause now he mad that his girlfriend he cheats on dare not send him a video message. So he doing all that only to have his chest cave in at the next bonfire when they show him Ashley and little boy Danny again.
I've obviously taken you on several dates now, so I'm very into you.
I'm good, Mark. Thank you.
Not I'm good, Mark. Actually been having to watch him bitches, but it's I'm good, Mark. Oh, okay, the nerve of this son. I don't have the energy to keep talking about Grant, so let's just fast forward to he and Ashley being reunited for the final bonfire. Please just get a little snippet of this bitch ass final gaslighting attempt at playing the victim. Nothing but audacity, son.
Through this experience, I really realized how disrespected and belittled I feel in our relationship through it all. But I forgive you, and I forgive myself.
Ashley was so over this man shit at this point. The fact that she didn't laugh in his face right then and there was how I know she better than me. But she did read that man down.
I truly do not have a lot to say to you. You sit here and argue that you want to be a good man. Don't you think you could have come to the conclusion that you could not be faithful or loyal to me before I gave you the opportunity to come here? And within a matter of days, you were telling multiple girls in the house that it's not working, we're not meant to be, and then railing some girl in the bathroom. I truly don't know what goes through your head. My gut instinct knew you were going to do what you did. I cannot believe I held on to someone like you for that long.
And then she let him know she will in fact be leaving the island with Danny. And tell me why. A man who been cheating and talking relentlessly and hang his head in his hands. No man.
I'm gonna leave the island with the new connection I made.
Grant don't deserve nothing good in this life, okay? Nothing. Last but not least, Breon and Shantae. Dog, let me tell y'all right now, y'all ain't ready for Breon here, okay? Y'all ain't ready for how this nigga Breon get down. I said earlier, this Breon is an actor, a masterclass manipulator, a performer, giving his whole self to the performance of manipulating Shantae. Shantae starts the show telling Taylor that she and Breon have clear boundaries. He is not allowed to get physical with any women, and that if he crosses those boundaries, it's a done deal. Meanwhile, this Breon on the second night.
Have fun, but know that just cross any boundaries and keep it respectful. But if this is day 2, I'm a savage. Oh my God.
And listen to me good when I tell you, there is nothing under the sun that Breon can do to make Shantae leave him. If you ever hear they break up, it's because he left her. Trust. Shantae's self-esteem is absolutely on the floor, and that is evidenced in a million ways. But one example of how is how she tells us that in the beginning of their relationship, Breon broke up with her for another girl, but then came quickly back. Like that means anything other than he knew she would take him back. Breon runs circles around Shantae the entire season, and the shit gets more and more unbelievable each episode. But I am not gonna bully her for that or drag that poor girl. I want to make a point to say this, because honestly, I don't like how the internet has a habit of seeing a woman mistreated by a man and manipulated by a man, and then getting so angry at that woman for allowing the mistreatment, so they strangers join in on the mistreatment. That shit don't make no sense to me. There's no reason for me to be angry at that woman because she getting played. She not hurting me. I'm gonna focus my energies on Breon because that is a villain, okay? That problem. He's so bad, he made me take it that time Hazel, he told Masika, you are so epic. What?
cloth are you cut from? Like, I've never even met anybody of your caliber.
Platinum.
Like, you're so epic. Like, you do the work.
Because you know what it is to be stunned by someone's masterclass in wickedness that you damn near gotta compliment them. Like, Jesus Christ. That's where I'm at with Breon. When we first meet Breon and Shantae, he immediately reads as emotionally detached and completely uninterested in her. Even as he's promising she can trust him and he's not interested in any other women, it's still clear this don't with her like that. And out the gate, this is confirmed when Shantae tells us they've been together a year, and in the beginning of their relationship, he chose another gal before getting with her. And he's also constantly expressing that she's not sexual enough for him and that he loves threesomes. But there are truly a million examples of all the ways Breon clearly don't Shantae. Look what he has to say when he sees that Shantae didn't cheat with fine ass Hashim.
Okay.
What does that mean? What did you see?
Her having fun. I'm glad he didn't touch her ass, but I kind of wanted to see that. I'm so outgoing. Her coming here forces her to do that. Right now, it just feels like it's Breon, and then Shantae's attached at the hip at all times, and she doesn't have her own personality. So I want her to have her own friends, have her own vibe. I want people to separate us sometimes. I'm coming here, and I'm changing, and I'm being more open, and I'm starting to question, like, do I need to bring it down, or am I valid in my feelings?
This ungrateful his gal with a fine as Hashim and living right. And he unimpressed, like, oh, you boring bitch. Meanwhile, I have a mind, so I ain't gonna say too much. I ain't gonna say what I would do. I'm gonna just say that I agree with Jesse Wu.
Because Hashim is right there. The way I would've let Hashim split me wide open by the pool. Hashim split me wide open by the ocean. Hashim split me wide open by the kitchen table. Hashim split me wide open in the shower. Hashim split me wide open on the balcony. Hashim split me wide open in the damn date, in that cold ass tub y'all was in on y'all date. Hashim split me wide open on the ceiling. Hashim split me wide open on the roof. Hashim split me wide open. Hashim split me wide open.
And that's on period, okay? And please trust that the minute Breon got in them thirsty bitches' face, he was talking about how he wanna have his threesomes, but he loves Shantae, while these sad ass gals try to convince him that he deserves to have a bitch who'll have a threesome with him.
I don't know. I just feel like love these days is so fucked up.
Are you in love?
Yeah, I love Shantae. Again, she's not the most sexual person. She's not the freakiest person, but she's just a great-hearted human.
But you would like her to be?
I don't know. I just love a good threesome. But and you know what? She does have a lot of great qualities.
You don't think you could have the best of both worlds?
I don't think that's ever. No one can ever. No one's ever going to be the best of both worlds.
Yeah, they can. Yes, they can.
My old self, right before the girlfriend I have now. This is exactly how I fuck women.
No.
I'm gonna play that cool role.
And that's me too. I fuck my friends.
Bro, I fuck full friend groups.
Like, I can just feel the sexual tension. I just don't know how to act on it.
Let me tell y'all something. This display from Mia, Alex, and Courtney is so embarrassing, dog. And Mia and Courtney go out so incredibly sad later on. Child, I ain't want to shame them, but I am shamed for them, okay? God damn, I embarrassed. Look at Mia begging the house that absolutely nobody want to check for.
You made me upset today.
I'm sorry, boo.
If you were gonna take somebody out on a date, like, I thought it was gonna be me.
I definitely didn't want to upset you, but I don't think you should be upset by it either.
I don't know. I just felt unwanted. I'm just here for a therapy session and not for someone to get to know who I am as a person and really take me out on a date and just love me for me.
I'm always the friend.
That's a good quality to have. You'll be the friend for, the right person too.
And don't get me wrong, I can't imagine how it would hurt your self-esteem being a beautiful Black woman being overlooked in a house full of mostly white women. Shit, it hurts as a viewer, as a Black woman not even on the show, seeing Black women consistently treated like chopped liver on these shows. However, why the you on Temptation Island looking for love in other women's bad boyfriends that they can't trust is beyond me, Mia. Please be for real.
Are you not embarrassed?
And you know what's the unfortunate prize for letting have you going outside like this on TV? This loser Lino eliminated her the moment he got the opportunity. Dog. And I know I said I wasn't gonna talk about Lino again in this video, but as sad as Mia went out, I'd be remiss if I didn't draw attention to this loser you know, talking about how he want to manage expectations and he needs to curve her because he want to pursue other gals, only for absolutely no women in the house to want him. Curving the shit out of him, actually, especially Alex, who he really wanted. But you know who Alex wasn't curving? Breon. And as if Shantae wasn't heartbroken enough at seeing that at the bonfire, Breon could not give a less. That is just getting started.
Game plan is me and Cora sleeping in your bed.
Okay.
Period.
Fine by me.
How far are you actually willing to go?
I guess we just start slow, huh? I like to watch before I indulge. I just had a threesome with Courtney and Alex. I mean, I guess that's falling into temptation. But no, I didn't think I'd wake up with any regret or anything, and I don't. I think I'm still respecting Shantae at the end of the day. Now I'm like, how do we get Angel and Amaya in the shower as well?
Y'all, when I tell you, I was flabbergasted. Look in my eye. Let me make it wide so you feel the shock. This and them till the sun came up, walked out, put them out, went to sleep, ain't tell these bitches bye, said he had no regret, and started planning the next threesome he trying to have. Jesus Christ, oh my God. And what's crazy is while he was having this threesome, Shantae was at her villa bawling her eyes out because she just knew in her heart, she just knew her was doing dirt. And sure enough, she know her man. And please know that when they showed Brianna Shantae was boo-hooing all night at the thought that he might be cheating on her, look at this and how deeply he ain't give a
She's stressing about me.
Oh no.
I genuinely don't think he would do that to me. This shit is so...
Look at his face and look at the other. The other men were more upset than him at seeing Shantae cry. Dog. Anyway, and stupid ass Alex and Courtney thought this man was gonna be on their run because they had a threesome with him, only for him to immediately start freezing them out and trying to get with the other guy. And now, to demonstrate to y'all another example of why it's not the sluttery of it all I have a problem with, you know. It's not that. It's the shameless thirst that has them being desperate for a man who don't give a about them, who don't respect them, and who they can see ain't shit. Look at Courtney and Alex's reaction to Breon treating them like discarded scraps and taking Angel out instead. After Breon has revealed himself to be a and is now telling Courtney the threesome was something he just needed to get out of his system so he could be the man he needs to be for Shantae. Which is a bunch of bullshit, by the way. The moment he had that threesome, he started planning the next one. It's just that he wants the next one with a next set of bitches and has no more use for Courtney or Alex. But even after he tells Courtney, this goofy bitch is still trying to convince herself that Breon is the prize who just needs to realize that he needs a freakier bitch than Shantae, i.e. her.
Breon knows what kind of guy he is. He knows he's very sexually forward. Will he ever take that leap and find somebody else that actually matches his energy? That I don't know. However, I know for a fact that Breon and I are way more compatible considering we're both equally as sexually active.
Look at her embarrassing herself again. Embarrassing, dog. Did all of that only for this Breon to spin round and kick her out the house. My God.
I did not see this elimination coming whatsoever. I'm genuinely shocked. I really thought that me and Breon had something going, but it's clear now that I guess we didn't.
Breon was sure to kick Courtney out the house and to try to kick Alex out the house to really drive home to Shantae that it was a meaningless threesome and he don't care about them.
Yeah, Courtney's cool. I love Court, but I'm good. And I'm glad I can go back now and be like, Shantae, you don't gotta worry.
It's all game with this. It's all strategy. And don't get me wrong, it is meaningless to him. And he doesn't care about them. But he also doesn't give a about Shantae either. But Shantae doesn't see that. Neither does Courtney. Neither does Alex. The only women in the house who saw Breon for the he is were Angel and Amaya. Peep Angel, peeping game. Amaya tried several times to get this understand that he was awful. And the way he responded to her proved to me that he was much worse than we thought. Amaya was friendly and cool with Breon at first, but when she sits down to help him write his letter to Shantae, that's when she realizes, oh shit, this isn't for play. He's truly a dirty dog manipulating the out of this woman.
I'm thinking of...
Of what?
Thinking of a love letter.
A love letter? Say, although I got my chest licked all over.
No, although I had a threesome.
You're kidding, right? What day is it today?
No, I swear I did.
Here?
In the shower.
With who?
Courtney and Alex.
So you think your girlfriend's gonna allow that?
It's up to her. I can't control what she does. I know in my heart of hearts, I'm glad it happened. I just thought since I was so used to that and Shantae wasn't bringing that, I thought that's why we weren't getting along sexually. I thought that's why we had a problem. Nope. I'm just using it as an excuse because I don't want to take blame myself for just being a bad boyfriend.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying she's not enough sexually when she really is.
I feel like for me, this conversation is way above my pay grade.
Amaya hears this nigga and the sheer volume of the lies, manipulation, and nonsense he's spitting, and she immediately tries to set a boundary and she tries to exit the convo. And the way this acted was 10 red flags and a half.
No, it's not. Just listen, bro.
No, I
Listen.
feel like it is.
Listen.
Okay.
You're a woman. Just listen.
Okay, I just...
You can't be like, I'm here, and then not let people just talk to you, right? That's what you're here for.
Y'all hear this toxic trauma dumping? Did you really hear him? He's saying because she's a woman, she's there to listen to his problems. That's what he thinks women are for. And that's what a lot of men being raised in a society that encourages them to bottle their feelings and have shallow relationships with everyone other than the woman who's expected to just consume and soak up all the issues and trauma they're not working through or divvying out amongst the close support system. And because Breon thinks like that, because he thinks a woman is obligated to listen to him tell her about one woman he successfully manipulated in hopes of her somehow delusionally falling for him in the process, like Courtney did. Look how he reacts to Amaya continuing to assert that she's not comfortable with the conversation. More specifically, the setting of the conversation. Because now that she's aware of how he gave it up with Courtney and Alex, she knows what this end goal is by having her in there. It's not to help him write his letter to Shantae.
Okay, I hear you, but I feel like maybe we should have this conversation in a different setting.
Why?
Just the way that it can be perceived, I guess.
You're too worried about all this shit for me. Because I can't be real with you.
I'm not here to hide details. I'm trying to be open and honest with you so you can help me work through some shit.
Just go to bed.
I mean, I'm willing to listen.
No, Amaya, no.
But I just don't want to, like,
Amaya,
I feel uncomfy.
Don't take all this, like, I'm here to
I just feel like...
You're like, I'm here to be this, and I'm here to be
I
that.
know, I just
and
feel
then
like...
someone just tries to, and you're, like, worried about perception.
But don't even mind him talking all left because Amaya had plenty sense.
I stand on what I believe in. I stand on my boundaries. I'm not gonna let someone come in and tell me that I have to sit through a very uncomfortable situation because he wants to say that to me. And I would not consider that to be a friend because he did not care about my comfortability. And that's not cute. And it's not something I want to be a part of.
Okay, then go to bed.
Okay, good night.
People are so fucking weird.
Sorry?
I said people are weird.
Whatever, Breon.
And that's not the last time Amaya stands on business harder than Shantae ever will.
I've been thinking about me and Breon's interaction.
You've been telling me that, like, you've been together this whole time, so that would be you cheating on her. So I'm gonna decline the date.
But while Angel and Amaya saw Breon clearly, dog, the sight that Breon be running on Shantae is so nuanced, dog, and she is a goner. It's so wild to see it go down because it's also so methodical. I believe that Breon knew exactly how he was gonna get everything off from episode 1. Remember when I told y'all that on the first episode, when we first meet Breon and Shantae, he just reads his who don't like his gal, who's obviously going to cheat. But at this point in the series, after he's had the threesome, that's the point where I realized he didn't just read as emotionally detached and uninterested in Shantae because he don't like her like that. It's so much more than that. By the time the season is over, I realized that this wanted it to come across like that. Not just to us, but to Shantae. He was intentionally acting detached towards her and expressing that he didn't think she was sexual enough for him and that he wanted a threesome because he wanted Shantae to feel anxious, insecure, to feel how it feels when you know the man you love ain't on your run like that. That way, when he did decide to start showing her love, reinvesting in the relationship, and making all these promises after cheating and having the threesome he wanted to have, it would really feel to her like things have changed because now he is showing her love and offering her security and telling her that the thing he made her feel insecure about, that she wasn't freaky enough because she doesn't have threesomes, is now not an issue because he's had the threesome and knows that she's what he wants.
I did fall to temptation. I did have a threesome with 2 of the girls in the house. That didn't fulfill me, and I kept holding that over Shantae's head. And I thought since Shantae wasn't bringing that, That's what I needed, so I came in with the threesome conversation and the sex conversation. I feel like this pain that she's feeling now it's only for a moment, and I feel as though I can give her a lifetime of happiness knowing that I don't gotta hold that over her head. I mean, I'm here because I love Shantae, and in other relationships, I still wanted to have threesomes, I still stepped out, I still did what I wanted to do. But with her, I did it once, and now I'm like, I don't wanna do that anymore. You know, in other relationships, I would have been like, I did it, I can do it again, I can do it again, and I can do it again.
This lying right to our face. Meanwhile, we know the first thing he said to the confessionals after the threesome with Alex and Courtney is that now he want to line up a threesome with Angel and Amaya.
Now I'm like, how do we get Angel and Amaya in the shower as well?
Breon made Shantae feel insecure so that he could use his own indiscretion towards her to create the appearance of offering her security. Like, oh, you don't have to feel insecure about not being freaky enough and having threesomes anymore, because now that I've gone ahead and done it, I know I don't want it. So in this weird way, it's a good thing that this happened, because now we don't have this issue anymore and we're stronger for it.
It needed to happen.
Why you say that?
Because, you know, when you hold something up there so high, where you think that's the answer, because I held it on this, a pedestal of like, I'm used to threesomes, I need to have threesomes. And I'm like, no, that's not it. But if I didn't do that, then I would have left this island still thinking that was a thing. And I would have still been like, babe, you know what I'm saying?
Think she's gonna forgive you?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I think so.
Really? That's very confident.
Why not? I said,
don't
the
know.
real question is, why wouldn't you? I think it'll better our relationship at the end of the day. I'm glad it happened. Enjoyed every second of it.
Look at how this starts building up his explanations for why him having the threesome is actually proof of how much he cares about Shantae.
But for me, a threesome, I can keep it player. One-on-one, that's what me and Shantae have sacred. Like if I had one-on-one sex with Alex, if I had one-on-one sex with Courtney, that to me, like my honest gut feeling is like, that's worse.
And what's so wild is even the host can't believe the shit Breon is getting off and expects to get off when he sees Shantae. But Breon knows Shantae gonna fold.
I just hope that you can make that case if it matters to you when it's time to make that case.
I don't think I need to make it. In my opinion, I don't need to make a case to her. I feel like I can go up there and apologize, and she's probably still gonna stay, Because that's a great woman right there. I think everyone wishes they had a woman like that.
That's a great woman crying.
I know. Because of me and my actions.
Or, at that point, what she thought might be your actions.
Yeah, so it's gonna be worse, probably. Yeah, so.
Well, yeah.
And, I probably could do a lot of things, and she'd probably still take me back.
And sure enough, the same Shantae that said if Breon crossed any physical boundaries, they were done. Watch her when they show her Breon having a threesome all night till the sun came up and saying he don't regret it.
Oh my God.
What happened? You talking to me?
I guess we just start slow, huh? That's really up to y'all.
But no, I didn't think I'd wake up with any regret or anything, and I don't. I think I'm still respecting Shantae at the end of the day. I think women respect honesty and being true to yourself.
I don't know really what I even want to say, Mark. And I get that this experience is to pull that out, but I genuinely don't think that in the real world he would have ever did this to me.
Oh my God, girl. What? This is the real world. He them bitches for real. She was up there talking a bunch of because she knows she not going nowhere. And the host, the real Mark Wahlberg, was so blown away that Breon was right. His bitch really ain't going nowhere. That he was trying to find the politest way to tell Shantae you ain't making no sense, girl.
I'm gonna respect that. It's foreign to me. You process emotion differently.
At one point, the real Mark Wahlberg wants so desperately for Shantae to stand on business with this Breon that he shows her the clip of Amaya standing on business for her. And this is Shantae's response.
Good for her.
Good for her? Bitch, it's your cheating on you. She's speaking up for you. What do you mean good for her? Good for her. Mark was so confused he had to press her, and the bitch followed up with this.
What did you like that you heard?
I'm glad she stood up for herself. I'm proud of her for doing that.
Bitch, she was standing up for you. What do you mean you proud of her? Get her spine so we can be proud of you, baby girl. Jesus Christ, I have never in my life seen a black woman surrounded by stronger white women. Jesus Christ. I thought I was gonna throw up. Mark was so blown away, he said, let me try this again and try to make myself clearer this time.
How does that feel that that's your boyfriend?
Sucks.
Remind me what the rules were that you guys said when you came here.
No kissing or any sexual boundaries crossed.
This strength that I see, will this same strength be there when he's here to stand your ground like she stood her ground?
The gal is just too far gone. Shantae was blowing everybody's mind. Like, no one has ever seen a gal getting played so crazy and just taking it. At one point, after they showed Shantae Breon having the threesome, Shantae nut ass tries to convince herself there's a possibility he didn't them bitches all night to the early morning, and somehow starts worrying that poor Breon gonna look bad.
I could sit here and think, oh, he didn't do what he just watched, or man, I don't want that light on him. That looks so bad. He is not a bad person.
I know.
Poor Alexa was trying with Shantae, but really just could not believe her ass.
I think she's in denial. When he opened the door, he had a towel on and no shirt, and she was naked, her whole backside.
Oh my God.
If it was me, I would be in tears, but she held herself so well, so you're like, Shantae, why aren't you reacting? She's like, well, he wouldn't normally do this if we weren't here, but we are here, and he did it.
And let me tell y'all, she tried in vain because Breon is the devil. Look how quick this spun her when he got the opportunity to send her a video message. Look at the difference and how he's coming at her now that he's done what he wanted to do versus the distant energy he was giving her in the first episode. This on big commitment and grand declaration time. We ain't seen this be any kind of emotional, but from this moment forward, he's locked the in on making sure Shantae leave that island with him, okay?
Hey, babe, I love you, and I miss you, and I can't wait to be the man that you dream of having. I've learned to find myself and open myself. I am ready to love you deeply, emotionally, and passionately. The boundary I crossed is not what I needed in my life, and I'll never let you feel insufficient. I love you.
This is a performer, I tell you, and he only just getting started. But he already got this bitch right where he want, okay? Because she ate it the up immediately.
I guess it's like good to hear that he has remorse for what he did. It sounded very like apologetic.
This sent her a 30-second video message, and that's all it took. It actually didn't even take all of that because it was clear by the video message that she sent him that she wasn't going nowhere because she shouldn't be sending that shit at all.
Breon, coming into this experience, you provided me with so much assurance that we were going to come out of this unscathed. And every chance that I've gotten, I have lifted you up. But hearing you speak doesn't sound like the Breon that I know. Not only have your actions hurt me, you expressing that you don't have any regret genuinely crushed me. Watching you blatantly disrespect our boundaries leaves me wondering if you really were considering how I was going to feel at the end of it. I'm hoping that when we get a chance to speak again, that will bring more clarity to both of us.
I know the second that Breon heard her say, so I'm hoping that when we get the chance to speak again, that will bring more clarity to both of us. He was like, got him. We got him.
Got him. We fucking got him.
Just look at him after hearing her say it.
Target acquired.
This shook his head like, okay, not bad, light work. This is a challenge I'm up to. I can work with that. So you should know that by the time they have the final bonfire where they're reunited and face to face, Shantae ain't stand a chance, okay? This Breon was locked the in going for his Oscar, okay? In fact, actually before the bonfire, immediately after watching Shantae's video message, that's when Breon really locks in for his final performance in the final act of this play that he got Shantae starring in against her will. Look at how this man that we have been watching look dead in the eyes as Shantae bawl her eyes out, suddenly wanting to give it up for us in the confessionals. And I say us, because Breon is not just trying to gaslight Shantae, this is trying to gaslight the world. This performance in the confessionals ain't just for Shantae, it's for us.
I feel humbled in a sense of this is like my first time crying here.
This so full of shit, dog. So once he locks into this performance of being sad and emotional about Shantae, he starts literally performing the same aloof and distant energy that he gave Shantae on the first episode towards the other gals.
Like that just feels like half my heart was in that iPad. I'm just gonna be on the straight and narrow the rest of the way through like I have been. I got a lot of explaining to do, so
This man is so methodical and intentional about the level of head games he playing, son. It's like he's a method actor. He getting himself into character before he even meet up with Shantae, so that by the time they meet up, he ready to take that Oscar home, baby.
Yeah, I definitely think that's 2 weeks back to back where it really shows what I've done to hurt her. On this journey, I've realized Breon has been the issue and Breon has been the problem, and Breon has a lot of shit he has to work on.
Breon did not realize shit. Breon came on this show to show his ass, and he always knew which play he was gonna run to leave with this bitch, and it's exactly the play he running now. He did not have no sudden realizations overnight. This is a long con, okay? There's no therapist on the show. Where and when and how did Breon suddenly work through and come to all these complex understandings? Where did all this emotional intelligence come from overnight? Listen to how this talking suddenly.
It sucks that it had to be me going through it and touching the fire to realize I don't want that in my life. I haven't given her a safety outlet to be that open and that emotional. When you think back on it, it's like that's a terrible way to be.
And why is it a terrible way?
It's showing her feelings are invalid.
This man done weaponized every therapy buzzword he know and worked it into the justifications for all the mess he knew he was gonna do, because this was always the play. And just when the real Mark Wahlberg thought he had Breon on the ropes, and Grant started wondering, how you gonna get out of this one? How you gonna defend yourself now? This man Breon ain't break a sweat, okay? Reached deep into the bottom of his bag and pulled out, time to trauma dump.
And what do you think that's about?
Well, I think for me, I mean, just the way I was raised, like my parents were on drugs. I was taken out of my home at 2 years old. Grandparents couldn't take care of me. Grandma left, abused in the foster system. Tough childhood growing up, being a black guy in a white family. Left my house at 17 years old, living with my best friend, went to college by myself. And it's tough driving yourself to college with all your shit packed. And all those things, it made me who I am today, to be an independent young man, to be strong. You know, that all shapes you at the end of the day.
This was saving my parents were crackheads for this special moment. And it was at this moment that I knew that while everyone's pressed to call Shantae weak and stupid and all that, it's clear to me that girl had already spent a year being manipulated by the final boss of manipulative, okay? He not new to this, he true to this. He took Shantae there after a year of psychological conditioning, so he knew he was gonna get this shit off. And here's what the real worst part of it is. Ain't too much I could say to even really drag Breon without being a lying bitch. The is diabolical, yes. He is evil, yes. He is insidious, he is manipulative, he is trifling as but he's also a fine as 6 foot something with a master's degree who we all know for a fact is capable of not one but 2 bitches till the sun come up and leaving them so stigmatized that they let him continue playing in their faces. That is invincible. There ain't nothing we could do to save Shantae short of putting him down. And the mother charming in real life, because I DM'd him that I was making this video calling him diabolical. I told him I was making this video calling him diabolical and would like to interview him. And he was like, hey, first of all, congrats on all your success. I see you've been killing it. So thank you for even wanting to talk to me. I said, oh my God, this is nice. I say all that to say, Shantae wasn't ready for what The Rock was cooking when Breon showed up ready to leave with his gal like he told everyone he would, okay? Remember, I told y'all, by this point, he done spent days method acting to lay the emotion on Shantae thick, son. Let me tell y'all something. He broke the glass on that in case of emergency trauma dumper quick, son.
First, I want to apologize for hurting you. I love you. The man I was before we got here, in my opinion, was fake. I think I was so surface level of a boyfriend. I guess coming here, to show you that I can be a great boyfriend, a great future husband, and a great father to our kids.
I told y'all he was being emotionally distant in the beginning just so we could make it seem like this version of him that's cheated on her is the new and improved version. Because look how emotional he is, how vulnerable he suddenly is, how ready to commit and be the man she wants now he suddenly is. Listen, the real Mark Wahlberg was fighting for his life, but he ain't no match for Breon, babes. Mark face dog. My mans was disgusted. And child, you know what? They still together in real life. She tried to put out a statement a couple days ago trying to claim they broke up, but that's just because she tired of getting dragged, okay? They still together. My friend go to their church. In conclusion, Netflix must be stopped. They must be stopped. And I hope y'all like this video because this was a disproportionate amount of work to address these relationships, okay? Remember to like and subscribe to the video. Hey everybody, quick little announcement. Your girl was nominated for a Webby Award, okay? They nominated me in social impact for all of my work on Illuminati and the Illuminati verse, and I would love it if you voted for me. I have the link in the description below, so if you could just drop what you're doing right quick and vote for your girl, I would appreciate that. Y'all should subscribe to the Patreon. I put, for the people who want to hear me doing all my cursing, we put the uncensored versions of every recap on the Patreon. So do that.